Now we will solve some problems about solutions of ODEs. So let's start with this one. Show that the given function is a solution of the given differential equation. For example, let us show that y is equal to 4 times e to power minus 3x is a solution of this differential equation 3y is equal to 0. Y double prime plus 3y prime is equal to 0. So it is a solution of this differential equation. But recall that how we take the first derivative of how we take the derivative of e to the power ax. So in general we take its derivative as a times e to the power ax. So we need to take the first derivative of this one. It is 4 times minus 3 times e to the power minus 3x. So equal to minus 12 e to the power minus 3x. If we take the second derivative, minus 12 times minus 3 e to the power minus 3x. So it is 36 times e to the power minus 3x. The differential equation says that we take the second derivative plus 3 times the first derivative. What is the second derivative? It is 36 times e to the power minus 3x plus 3 times the first derivative. What is the first derivative? So first derivative, we put it here, 3 times first derivative. As you can see, this adds up to 0, so it satisfies the differential equation. So since y is equal to 4 e to the power minus 3x satisfies the given differential equation, y prime is equal to 0, it is a solution. So it is as easy as it is. So let me give another example. Let's look at this one. Let us show that y is equal to cosine 3x is a solution of this differential equation. But first, recall how we take the derivative of cosine and sine function. So whenever you have cosine ax, its derivative is equal to minus a times sine ax, right? And whenever you have a sine function, we take its derivative as a times cosine ax. Great, so we recall this. So we have to take the second derivative of cosine 3x. What is its first derivative? It is minus 3 times sine 3x. And when we take the second derivative, it is minus 3 times cosine 3x. So it is minus 9 times cosine 3x. And what is the differential equation? What is our ordinary differential equation? It says that we take the second derivative plus 9 times y is equal to 0. So what is the second derivative? Minus 9 cosine 3x plus 9 times y. What is y? Y is this one, right? Cosine 3x. So it is equal to 0. And here also, since y is equal to cosine 3x satisfies this differential equation, it is a solution of y double prime plus solution of y double prime plus 9y is equal to 0. So it is a solution. Let me give you an exercise. So exercise, show that, so similar idea, show that y is equal to 2 times e to the power 3x plus 3 e to the power 2x is a solution of this differential equation, y double prime minus 3y prime plus 2y is equal to 0. So this is an exercise for you. It is very easy to do. Okay, let me solve another question. Okay, example. So it is a nice one. Find the value of k such that y is equal to 4 times e to the power kx is a solution of y double prime plus 3y prime minus 10y is equal to 0. So the question asks what is k? So we need to find k. So we know that since this given function is a solution, it has to satisfy the differential equation, right? So we need to take the first derivative and second derivative. So y is equal to 4 times e to the power kx. Then what is the first derivative? First derivative is 4k e to the power kx. When we take the second derivative, we will find 4k squared e to the power kx. Then we have to put and since y is equal to 4 e to the power 4k is a solution, sorry, this is kx is a solution, it satisfies the given differential equation. So what does this mean? What was the differential equation? So once we put the y in this differential equation, it should equal to 0. So the second derivative plus 3 times first derivative minus 10y must be 0 because we assume that it is a solution. So what is the second derivative? 4k squared e to the power kx plus 3 times the first derivative. First derivative 4k e to the power kx minus 10 times y, 4 e to the power kx. So this should be 0. Okay, now we will take e to the power kx parentheses. So e to the power kx parentheses. Okay, let's take e to the power kx parentheses. So what we have, 4k squared plus 3 times 4, 12k minus 10 times 4, it is 40 is equal to 0. And we know that, so we know e to the power kx, so this is never 0, right? So e to the power x, e to the power of anything is never 0. So from here we should have this coefficient. Yeah, must be 0. And we can divide everything by 4. Right? We can divide. So this is actually k squared 3k minus 10 is equal to 0. Divide by 4. And we can solve this second order. So this is a second order polynomial. So this is like so this is plus, this is minus 2 times minus 2 times 5 is minus 10. Minus 2 plus 5 is equal to plus 3. So this is k minus 2, k plus 5 is equal to 0. So actually we find k is equal to 5 and k is equal to minus 5. So maybe find the value, or we should say the values of k. So okay, we find more than one. Find the values of k such that y is equal to 4 times kx is a solution. So y is equal to 4 times e to the power 2x and y is equal to 4 times e to the power minus 5x. So they are both solutions. So we see that there we can have more than one solutions, right? So these are solutions of tan y is equal to 0. Great, okay. Okay, I think things are getting clear. Let me give one last example. Find values of n such that such that y is equal to x to the power n is a solution of our differential equation is given as x cubed third derivative minus 6 times x times y prime is equal to 0. First derivative is equal to 0. So these are very nice exam questions. So nice exam questions. Great. So let us take the. So we know. So since it is a solution, we know that it must satisfy the given differential equation. So y is x to the power n. Then what is the first derivative? First derivative is, so recall that how we take the derivative of x to the power n. So its derivative is n times x times n minus 1. So it is n times x to the power n minus 1. So if you take the second derivative, n times n minus 1 times x to the power n minus 3, minus 2. And if we take the third derivative, n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times x to the power n minus 3. Great, since y is x to the power n is a solution, it satisfies the given differential equation. So we can put it in the differential equation. What is the differential equation? X cubed times third derivative 6x times first derivative is equal to 0. and we put so third derivative, and we put the first derivative here, x cubed times third derivative n times n minus 1. Oh, sorry, I think I put it already. Okay, I will copy and paste. Oh no. Okay, wait a minute. I will copy again. Yeah, I couldn't copy it. Sorry about that. Okay, let me write it anyway. Sorry about that. So I wanted to save some time, but okay, let me write it quickly. N times n minus 1, n minus 3, x to the power n minus 3 minus 6x times first derivative n times x to the power n minus 1 is equal to 0. So here we can multiply x cubed and x to the power n minus 3. So we will get n times n minus 1, n minus 2, x to the power minus n, minus. So here also we can multiply x and x minus 1. We will get x to the power n. So this is 6n x to the power n is equal to 0. Now we can take x to the n parentheses. Okay, take x to the n parentheses. We will have n times n minus 1, n minus 2, minus 6n is equal to 0. And this is equal to 0 if we have, so this is 0 if n minus 1, n minus 2, minus 6n is equal to 0. Yeah. If x is equal to 0, then everything will be trivial, right? 0 is equal to 0. So it is not something interesting. So this case, n times n minus 1, n minus 2 minus 6n is equal to 0 is an interesting case. So now we will take n parentheses. So n minus 1, n minus 2 minus 6 is equal to 0. So this is equal to 0 if only if n is equal to 0, or n minus 1, n minus 2 minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we can work with this side. We will multiply, so n squared minus 2n minus n plus 2 minus 6 is equal to 0. N squared minus 3n minus 6 is equal to 0, and we can, minus 4 plus 2 minus 6, it is minus 4. Now we have minus 4 times 1, right? So we have n plus 1 times n minus 4 is equal to 0. So we have the values n minus 1 and n is equal to 4. So now we will find three values. So this is our solution. Great. I think this is all I want to say about solutions of differential equations. I hope it makes sense for you. So if you have any questions, you can ask me by email, by sending in an email. So usually I reply my emails in 2 days. So within 2 days I will try to reply to you. Okay.